Hello. So, I'd like to kick this channel off with a little video containing a message of hope, I guess you could say, or an understanding I've come to that I'd like to share. And, you know, anybody who's been through hell or is going through hell can take heart. So, I've come to realize through life, through my experiences, that everything in life has an equal opposite, or everything has the possibility of its equal opposite. Let me explain. So, I've spent some time in jail. America has the largest jail population in the world and in history. So, I imagine I'm not alone. So, somebody that's been to jail and knows what it's like to be without your freedom, to be without any peace and quiet, without any solitude, experiences freedom, or experiences something like, say, a walk through a garden in a very different way than somebody who has never. So the experience of not having your freedom and not having any peace and quiet makes the experience of freedom, of peace and quiet, of the ability to walk through a garden much, much richer than somebody who has never. So the experience of that has the possibility of the equal opposite, of experiencing everything on the flip side of it much deeper and much more profound. Now, since the wealth of life is an experience, I mean, some people would say it's money, but I don't. I think the wealth of life is in how deeply you experience life. You know, those who experience life in a very deep and profound way have a wealth in their experience that others do not. So I think it's super important, and you know, it may not seem that way at the moment when you're going through hell, and you know, it's tough. It's tough to experience crappy things and have crappy experiences, but oh boy, it really does create possibilities that you may not fully understand at the moment, or somebody may not fully understand, but it is real, and it's very real. Even something as simple as, say, in jail, there is no separate bathrooms. You don't have private bathrooms, so you literally will go to the bathroom right next to somebody else going to the bathroom. You can reach over and flush their toilet or give them a wipe. I know that might sound funny, but it's 100% true. So even something as simple as like walking into a bathroom and closing the door and doing your business with a sense of privateness and, you know, some solitude is a very nice thing, and it's just like you don't take it for granted. In the same way that something given to you don't value the same as something that you worked for. You know, so like a person can never experience something until they've experienced its opposite. The opposite, or the experience of the opposite in the depth of that experience, is what gives definition or contrast to its opposite. So quite literally, the people who have had the worst experiences, the very worst you can think of or imagine, have this opportunity or this possibility available to them that is not available to somebody who has not been there. And it's a, you know, if you can recognize it and you can keep it in your heart and you can build on it and you can like do it in a very conscious way, then you can reach heights that that are different, that are so much better and so much deeper and so much more expansive than the average person. And we can let these things, these hellish experiences, these awful trials and tribulations and adversity and challenge, we can let them build us and make us and forge us into somebody, you know, who has a very wealthy experience and a very wealthy lifetime and experiences all the good and reaches for the good and sees it all and in a much different way. And it's there, and it's there for everybody. It's a natural sort of consequence of the reality of duality. In life, the contrast of everything gives definition to the other thing. So you can't know warmth unless you know cold. If you didn't know what it feels like to be cold, you could never know what it feels like to be warm. If you didn't know what it means to be like nighttime or to be in the darkness, you can't know what it's like to have the light. The light wouldn't have any definition. Daytime wouldn't mean anything. And that's just the way life is. I mean, everything is contrast. Everything has contrast. Everything is in equal opposite proportion. And it offers the necessary tension for existence and the contrast to perceive it and to understand it. And if we don't get stuck in identity or identification with an experience, meaning like, oh, I got convicted of a crime, so I'm a convict. Wrong. I had the experience of being convicted. And now I have the experience of freedom that I can appreciate and experience in such a much deeper way, in a much richer way than somebody, you know, who has never gone through it. And this is the same for everything. So whatever hell you're walking through, whatever adversity you're facing, whatever challenges you are, it's like if you pray for strength, you know, or you ask for strength, nobody's gonna send you strength. So you're not gonna be like granted strength. You're gonna be granted challenge and adversity and the sort of thing that will reveal your strength to you. You know, that will build your strength, that will create the strength. You know, and like that can only be done through going through hell. So, you know, we can let whatever experience we're going through, we can use it and let it build us into something, you know, that has strength. Say, for example, that has perseverance, that is a survivor, that, you know, is somebody who now experiences everything in a much better way, in a much deeper way, in a much wealthier way. And it's a healthy way to look at things. It's a empowering way, you know, it it empowers you rather than disempowers you. And it really offers the possibility of things that are not, to me, that's the gold in, or the wealth in a really crappy experience, is the possibility of knowing the opposite in a much better way. Like, somebody cannot understand and know the value of going into a bathroom and doing your business in privacy that has never been forced for years on end, or whatever the case, to have no privacy. Someone cannot appreciate their freedom that has never lost their freedom. Someone cannot appreciate a simple walk around a garden, or a simple walk down a trail at night listening to the birds and the crickets, who has never experienced noise and loudness and just incessant light and movement and just chaos, and that's important. It's important in life, and just, you never want to be an experience, like identify with an experience. You can never be something that you've experienced. The experience happened within you, so you must be greater than the experience, and it's just important to know that, and to never be a victim to an experience. Or even if you are, just to even that, if you've misidentified as a victim, like, you can be victimized without being a victim. And if you've had the experience of mistaking yourself as a victim, then you know what it's like to feel powerless, or to feel like you have no power against something, or you can't do anything. And so when you become empowered again, or when you take that power, or you feel that power, or you know what it's like, you experience being empowered in a much different way, in a much deeper way. And it's really a wealthy experience and a wealthy feeling. And at the end of the day, you can't take money with you, you can't take anything with you, but your depth and breadth of your experience of life is the value of life. And just know that if you've gone through hell, if you've been through hell, you're going through hell, it's a great possibility. And someday, nothing lasts forever. Everything kind of eventually passes if you don't identify with it, and you just let it be what it is, which is an experience that's contrast, allowing us to see the opposite. Everything is contrast, so we can't know something until we know its opposite, and that's just life. That's just how life is. And let it enrich you. Let it make you strong. Let it make you big. Let it make you deep. And even if you've experienced hate, fear, now you can know strength. Now you can know love. In fantastic ways. No matter the experience, no matter how bad it is, how horrific it is, you can use it if you choose to, and it is a choice. And it's a choice that has to be made, and only a person, an individual, can make it. And it's the most important choice, because it will decide the quality of your life and the quality of your experience of life. So I hope this message, or this video, or whatever, this talk, reaches somebody who needs to hear it. And you know? I hope it helps somebody who's gone through hell, who's been through hell, or is going through hell. Because it's not for nothing. And you have power, you have choice, you have strength that, you know, somebody who hasn't seen what you've seen or been through what you've been through or gone through it will never know. So just gotta reach out and take it, make a choice, own it, be it, do it. Okay, so yeah, that's what I have to say. Thanks for listening.